What's the difference between winning and losing? I've spent my whole life in football and racing trying to figure that out. Well, I want to share a little something with you, a story out of God's Word, and then I want to make a point about, are you wanting to win in the game of life? If you take the 5th chapter of Luke in God's Word, there's a point there where Jesus has been teaching next to the lake. And who had he been teaching to? The disciples and Simon. And think about these guys. Who were they? They were fishermen, okay? They were experts. They made their living in fishing. They knew everything about that lake. They had the best equipment, nets, boats, and they had been out all night. And Jesus said to them, I want you to put back out into the lake. And Simon said to Jesus, he said, Jesus, we've been out there all night and we have caught nothing. Zero. We've got nothing. But Jesus said to him, Simon, put out the boats. And think about this. Even though that didn't make a lot of sense to Simon, Simon obeyed Jesus. I think that's a real point for you and I. So what happened? They put out the boats, they put down the nets, and the catch was so big that it was breaking the nets, okay? And so what's the point in this little story that I want to make with you? It doesn't matter how good you are at your job, okay? It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have. Me in football and racing, I'll say this, it didn't matter how good I was. If God wasn't in it, I really felt like I had a chance to get the big zero. How about you? Okay? The difference between winning and losing in life, I think, is being on God's team and having Him go with you. Okay, for me, what Joe wants, I want God with me in my occupation, my relationships, and my family. So the first part of that is making sure you're on God's team.
And what an absolutely amazing session by Coach Gibbs on the key to winning and losing. Now, here's some key points to remember and take with you. 1, no matter how talented you are as a person and as a coach, God needs to be your center. And number 2, the difference between winning and losing is being on God's actual team. As you break into your coach's huddle for a discussion, have you, coach, considered and thought about being on God's team?